Hey, good afternoon and welcome to My Chamber TV. This is the Tarpon Springs edition. I got Gene Hungiville, president, head in charge. How you doing this week?
You need some coffee this morning.
No, I'm good.
Yes.
So great lineup today.
Yes, we do.
Great lineup today. Don't worry about looking at me. Just look that way. It's okay. I know. You have got a lineup that is like rather broad, which I love.
I know.
I know we did that one show we did where literally everybody fell in place because they all fit in that show.
They did.
I'm like, wow, that was interesting. So, but today, first person, we have Andre Pamplona, and you are with Budget Blinds of Tarpon Springs.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Good morning.
Blinds.
Good morning.
You keep the peepers out.
Yeah, we'll keep the people that don't want to be in the house out, and we'll keep the sun out for sure.
So, how far have blinds come?
Quite a bit. The modernization of it has been the biggest change in the industry. Right now, we currently have the child safety movement.
Right.
So all cords are going to be pulled away as of May, from what we understand.
Really?
So there will be no more cords pulling the blinds up and down. Everything will be cordless, but motorization is the next phase of smart homes for our industry. So being able to have hubs in a house that could communicate with Alexa and things like Google Voice, and you just wake up and says, Alexa, open the windows, and all your windows raise.
Okay,
That's really cool.
I'm the tech guy, and I love tech. The only problem I have with having wireless hubs and stuff was when the internet goes down, you can't get open your blinds.
Correct. You still have a remote control that will be connected to the blinds.
Oh, okay.
So a remote control will carry over to 15 windows at a time. So most houses within one remote, you can handle it. So that's always your backup to internet being down, or a battery life now is over 500 openings, which is about a year and a half. Tend to be an average. Our batteries are ion batteries, so it's a 5-hour charge overnight, and then they're good for a year and a half. So if you do have power outages or things like that, they'll still operate properly.
So if you're not using the remote, then it'll last longer?
Yeah. So you get about 500 openings, which averages about a year and a half. Okay. So if you don't use them as often, you can go 2 years with it without having to recharge the battery.
That's amazing, because I remember when it started to have where you would push from the bottom of the blind up, and then the cords were gone. But this is even more so.
Yeah, that's the next phase in the industry for sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
It always worries me. No matter what you automate in your house, I'm like, the minute I have Wi-Fi, I'm like, oh, it's going to go wrong.
Yeah. No, they've come a long way. So the hubs now, they're very easily friendly connected.
Okay.
So it's not a whole lot of issues that you have with them. It's been around for about 2 years now on a strong flow towards the house. As the houses have become smarter, the industry's just kind of picked up on that wave and gone with it. So it's been good.
Imagine you can have an app on your phone then.
You
So
can.
If you're out of town, you can open and close blinds as needed.
You can do it in an app. You can put it on a schedule as well. So you can say every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, windows open halfway. At 12 o'clock in the afternoon, shades will go down because of the sun.
Right.
Every window you can coordinate. So if your house is facing the west, for our instance, you can say, hey, between this time and this time, close the windows, close the shades. And it'll close the shades. And then after this, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, open the shades back up. It'll open the shades back up. So it'll do a lot of different things on the motorization side of it.
What's this going to do to pricing, though? Is this going to make it a lot more expensive or just a little bit more?
So it used to be a lot more expensive. The prices have ever since settled down a little bit. You're averaging about $4,600 per window for the motorization between the remote control, the charger, and the battery. Okay. Outside of the cost of the window. Of the treatment that we're putting on the window, but compared to I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, I mean we're well ahead of that peak, in the industry.
Right, and I guess when the technology gets in more cheaper, I hate to say that word cheaper, the price will go down.
Well, yeah, it's volume, right? So the more homes go into that world, the more volume there is, you can control prices down, and there'll be more incentive. Competition is how our economy runs.
Right.
Sure.
So the more competition you have, the vendors will tend to lower their price a little bit and make it more affordable for everybody. Especially now, with the new laws coming in of child safety, with a lot of cords being out of the market. motorization is the next big push. So there's motorized wands that's even a cheaper option than having a motor in the headrail of the fabric, of the treatment. It's just operated through a wand. So the battery life is not as long, but it's a lot more affordable than having a full motor in it.
All right, I don't want to talk anymore about that stuff. I want to see the good stuff.
All right.
Tell me what kind of, I mean, there's roller shades, there's
Venetian blinds,
Venetian blinds.
Yeah, so these are the two of the most popular products we have to sell. So the roller shades are not what the roller shades used to be back in the day. There's no tug like you used to have to tug it to go up. You have to tug it to bring
They
it down.
get hung, and
They
you
used to
can't
have
get them
hung.
up, and
Correct.
then you're like, oh, come on.
This is an open roll model. You would have a fascia that will cover the top part of it and the mechanisms of it.
Okay.
But it's a very simple up and down motion that you just very light.
And they come in all kinds of
All kinds of colors, textures. My favorite still is the Venetian blinds, and you know it gives you so much ability on controlling how much privacy to have, how much light to allow into the house. These Norman shades are great because the bottom rail will tilt with it. So back before the innovation, the taller the window, the bottom 20% of it would have opening, you know, less privacy for in aspects. They fixed that problem. So when you have the shade up and you rotate it, the bottom rail will rotate with it.
Let's go to his shot, Rob, so we can see that.
Yeah.
That is very
So there you go.
And they're a little darker on the bottom. Or is
Yeah,
that just a
those are the different colors that we have
Different
available.
colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it comes with a finished European headrail, so you don't have those valances, you know, the clipped-on valance that we used to have back in the day. Great product, 2.5-inch slats. And again, cordless, you lift it up
you
to...
just push that up?
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Very light, you know, very easy friendly, kid friendly. So the industry has come a long way in the last 5 years or so, just making it very child safe.
Right.
And then the modernization of it becomes even more, because now there's almost no reason to touch the blind. So biggest thing with fabric, they were like, you know, it's gonna get dirty, my fingers. Well, now you don't have to touch it, right?
Right.
We were talking about something before we went on the air, and it was about this type of blind that I'd never seen before that my son and his wife had bought for their sliding glass windows. Describe that again and tell me what you were telling me, because I was fascinated.
Yep. So
A minute and 30 seconds. So
yeah, no, be quick. So they're dual shade blinds, or they're called zebra shade blinds. Basically, it's two sets of fabric. So it's a light filtering or room darkening section of the fabric. Underneath, there will be a sheer fabric. So you can rotate a fabric where you have openness like a blind to see through and have, you know, ability to see a little bit. You can close them and have full privacy, or you can lift the whole thing up and have your full door or window open to you.
It was really amazing.
It's fabric, so it softens the room. It gives you a lot of color ability to put into the room, but it gives you a very nice, elegant look to a room.
It was very impressive. They had gotten it from Budget Blinds, and he said, yes, it was a little expensive. He said, look how worth it is.
Anything you buy from Budget Blinds carries a 5-year, no questions asked warranty. Okay. Literally no questions asked. If anything happens, if nothing happens, if your dog chews it, we'll replace it for free one time. So the warranty absorbs that cost difference. I always tell customers, look, if anything happens in 5 years and you get a whole new set of blinds for free again because of the warranty, it's worth the investment. So
right.
How does somebody make an appointment?
Right.
Just get a hold of us. We will service. We have a free consultation. We'll come over to your house. We have all the samples in a truck. We'll walk you through the process. We'll help you pick the best fit for your house, and be able to help you for sure.
Awesome. You're covering how much area?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what
So
area
most
you
of
cover?
Pinellas. So north of Pinellas, Tarpon Springs, we go all the way down to the Clearwater, Dunedin area, and then we'll go to Temple Terrace in central Tampa.
Okay.
Wow.
So we get quite a bit of territory.
That's cool.
I know.
That's cool.
I'm impressed.
Hey, stick around. We got more guests coming up. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, welcome back. You know what? You did a great job, and we have a returning guest. I love returning guests.
I know, especially when things have grown and changed.
Yes.
She's got so much to offer.
So as we walk down Tarpon Ave, Tarpon Ave, I'm like, and my wife is walking by, I'm like, I have this, it's like a pull. I got to pull her. She goes, but it's really cool stuff in there. And I'm like, I know. Casey Smith, one amazing find.
Thank you.
She's also one amazing woman, too.
Thank you.
Well, I can't say that. You can say that.
I can say that. She's on my board.
She can say that.
Active in the community.
One amazing woman.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome.
So what's going on? What's changed? How's the growth?
Growth is amazing. We've about tripled the business that we bought back in 2019. So when I came to see you guys, when I came to see you guys, it was probably just right post when everything was starting to open back up in 2020. We were still trying to catch our footing. We bought this business just a few short months pre-pandemic, and it was primarily a consignment antique shop.
Yeah.
So once we rolled through the pandemic, a lot of people weren't buying secondhand items. That was when we were all still leaving our groceries on our porch, remember?
Oh, that's
so
right.
It was a very interesting time to try to have the type of business that I bought. So we really just listened and really worked within the community and the folks that were coming out to create more of an environment that was conducive to that time. So we started layering a lot more new items, a lot of retail items. We really reached out to our artisan community. The previous shop did a lot of true consignment items, and we don't do any true consignment items any longer.
Okay.
But I do every month sell for anywhere between 30 and 50 local artisans. So folks in the community that make things, either that's painting furniture or woodwork or lots of different things. And so we've really grown. We've brought in so many new things, new items.
My chair fetish is really true.
Yeah. I will sell for you, Jean. Yes, I sure will. I would love to.
That'll make me so happy to pass them on.
Do you have warehouse space? Because I have a whole place you can come and just clean it out and do what you want to.
It's crazy. We have, 4,000 square feet, and there was a time where it created panic of how are we going to fill all of this?
Yes.
And we've quickly run out of space.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell you, she has some stuff that comes and goes, and then if you want something and you can order, she can then, as she's shopping, my daughter-in-law has learned that trick, and so she'll pick up the phone, she'll call, talk to you, and then I get the phone call, and I go pick it up and take it to them, and she is just so happy. So I think you're going to have her for a long time.
Wonderful. And that's, we have a lot of people in the community, in the local community. Tarpon Springs, again, I kind of always reference this pre-post pandemic because that's where our business came into play. And Tarpon Springs had a lot of tourism that was driving, for a lot of folks. And for us, that's the cherry on top, and we love all of our customers, but it's really the local community that keeps us thriving. We have so many folks that come back week over week, month over month for gift items or their DIY supplies. So it serves us well.
Because I'm on your website right now, and I didn't realize you actually carry paint.
Yes, that's the backbone of the business.
Products, I should say.
But that paint is very special.
Oh, okay.
It's Annie Sloan.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord.
Sloan. Do I know Annie Sloan?
No, but I do. I've gotten to meet her.
Well, that's all that is.
You did get to meet her.
I did.
That is, when I first started painting furniture, it was at my last chamber, but it was in Virginia Beach, and I had to drive something like 50 miles to get Annie Sloan paint because you're exclusive. Nobody else is allowed to carry it within a certain range. So you're the Annie Sloan dealer.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh, it is amazing chalk paint.
So that's where I get my fix.
That's where you get your fix. That's where a lot of people get their fix.
Fix for furniture, but get it fixed.
Yeah.
But it's just a smoother paint, and you teach classes too.
We do. We've got workshops. We've actually got 2 in-house painters now painting furniture, and one of those is our workshop instructor. So most weekends you can come and catch a workshop at One Amazing Find.
Right.
The backbone is the furniture paint. This was why I actually bought One Amazing Find, because it is the numbers in the chalk paint. I didn't realize how many people in this area were upcycling furniture. It's a great way to take an old piece that still has a lot of life or maybe has sentimental value and give it a whole new life and still keep it, cohesive with the rest of your home. We offer a basics workshop where you can come understand the technique. We offer a bring your own piece workshop. And then we've also layered in a lot of creative type workshops. So you can come and learn how to make, one of our most popular right now is a chunky knit throw.
I saw that on your website, Facebook page.
Yeah, a lot of just craft items, decoupaging oyster shells and embellishing them with a local woman that instructs that. So it's a great way to get out, spend some time out, doing something creative, not having to clean up the mess. And when you take a workshop, you get a 20% discount on any of your shopping. So yes, so we like that as well. We like that offer.
This, to me, is something that is amazing. This brush, and then I had bought one finally back, I think when you first opened the store just before. It's a unique, it's an Annie Sloan brush, but the thing that's neat about it is it holds paint, but it's just...
It helps create a more chunky finish. It does. Okay. Yep, it holds more paint. So the Annie Sloan chalk paint is the original chalk paint. She's been on the market for over 30 years. She's a woman from Europe. She had it being manufactured
isn't she?
She had it manufactured here in the States, but then the partner started selling it on Amazon. And that's not the model that she wants. Right. So she's taken all the manufacturing back. She does hand select the stockist. You have to immediately, when you become a stockist, go to training. She wants you to understand how to use her product. So it's the premier chalk paint.
It is
available. It really is.
You say
for lots of reasons.
Paint. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I mean, what is chalk paint versus? Is that something where I'm going to write on?
No,
oh, okay.
No, but that's a common misconception.
Right.
So with chalk paint, you don't have to prime or sand, and that's what deters a lot of folks from wanting to complete a project like this. All of that legwork on the front end. You just get to start painting. So you have that itch, you just get to start painting. It's very adhesive. But then on the back side,
varnish.
Right over.
Really?
And it's not just wood that you can paint. Metal, fabric, lampshades, all different types of things. But then after you paint, you have to seal it. And that's what seals and cures the paint. Traditionally, we use wax. You could also use a lacquer. So you've got some process on the end. But I always say, if you have a project that you're thinking about, come and take the basics workshop. Yeah. I painted lots of furniture before I was a stockist. The furniture that I paint now is just much better quality, and I'm more proud of it because I'm confident in my skills, having learned the technique.
Very neat.
Yes.
Plus, aside from that, you've got all kinds of goodies. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I think this one may be going home with me. I'm just looking at this going, on days when I just say...
That is how I would like to spend my afternoon.
Yes.
You know, kicked back with the birds.
I have picked up so many fun little gifts in there to add to other things. I mean, between dish towels that say, here in the South, we don't hide crazy. We can put it on the front porch. Things like that.
Yeah.
And what was it the other day? I walked in there and I said, oh, I need this little piece. It was a cat with it was a coaster with a cat with a blue wig on, and it was just perfect for somebody. Things like that.
See, where I'm from, those are called knickknacks.
Listen, we have a lot of knickknacks, but they're a little more upscale than just knickknacks.
As you can see in this place, I love knickknacks.
Yeah. Plus
things. We have lots of little things, things that bring joy, bring laughter. Some have a little bit more of a serious tone, but we have lots of things. Great gifts, great home decor.
And the prices are very reasonable.
Yes.
That's the thing that's fun about it. It's like, let's add this and this and this to it. Okay, that's not very much.
Yeah.
And it's unique stuff.
So tell everybody where you're at in Tarpon, because we're running out of time.
I'm in downtown Tarpon Springs at 106 East Tarpon Avenue in the Mother Mears building, right across from pizza and next door to wine. So we have a great little spot.
Yes, and it's right near the chamber. I can
right across from the chamber.
Food, and then you go and you
then come shop with us.
When you're hungry again, you go back and get some more wine and some more food.
Exactly.
It all works.
Oftentimes when people have a map, we'll say, where should I start downtown? And I open the front door and I say, see that gray building over there? That's a barber shop, but right next to the barber shop is where you need to start. And it's one amazing find.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's a great introduction
Thank
to
you for
downtown.
being on today.
Yep, thanks for the time.
Hey, everybody, stick around. We have more guests coming up because Jean just knocked it out of the park today, and it's going to be great. We'll be right back after these messages. And welcome back, man. We have got another great guest. We've got David Seabrooks, right? Correct? From Hancock-Whitney Bank. And I actually know who you guys are. So,
okay.
Good bank, great bank. Used to be with you guys a long time until we moved. So how is the banking industry right now?
The banking industry, if you have a lot of money in the bank, it can be kind of scary right now.
Yes.
Okay. You know, the biggest thing that we want to do as a bank is protect your money. Customers want to make sure that when they leave their money and they come back, they have at least what they left,
Right.
or more than what they left, or the last time they checked their statement.
Yep, exactly.
And protecting your money is a big thing. You know, you watch what's going on in the news today. You see with banks failing, some of the banks out there doing things that's a little risky.
Mm-hmm.
Hancock-Whitney Bank tries to be as conservative as possible with your money.
Right.
We are a coastal bank. We go from Houston around the Gulf Coast down to Sarasota.
No, I
And
didn't
here
realize
in,
that.
here in the Tarpon Springs area, we're at the corner of Martin Luther King and Pinellas Avenue.
Right. Yeah, so everybody's been watching TV and everybody's like, oh my God, do I need to pull my money out, or do I need to get gold and bury it in the backyard? It's like, you're going to be okay.
Well, I'll give you a tip. You can protect your money as it stands now, FDIC, up to $250,000 per person.
Okay.
Okay.
On the internet, you can go in and type in FDIC and find an ED calculator. You can find ways to protect your money for more than $250,000. I'll just give you one quick example. Jean and I have an account. I'm protected to $250,000. With Jean as a joint owner, she's protected to $250,000.
Okay.
That means that account is protected $500,000.
Okay.
So you can go online.
Oh, okay.
There is an ED calculator under FDIC.
Right.
Just look that up on the Google, and you can find ways to protect more of your money. So that's just one little tidbit that I'll leave with you.
Now, when you say protect it, what does that mean? If a bank, as we've seen, goes under or things are frozen, who is the underlying?
Well, most banks participate within FDIC, which is Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Okay.
And they protect the funds you keep at the bank, and they have a limit, which is that $250,000.
Okay.
Usually, if a bank fails, the first thing FDIC wants to do is come in, see what happened. Then they want to, I'll say this, they don't want banks to absolutely fail.
Right.
Sure.
Correct.
Okay.
Sure.
They want maybe another bank to come in and buy that bank.
Okay.
But if failure does happen, individual knows that dollar amount would be the watermark for that client.
Okay, so that's protected.
Right. So that's protected.
That's
now,
awesome.
there are other products that you can get outside of FDIC that individuals look at. They don't want to keep all of their money in one bank. There's some products where Hancock-Whitney can offer to a client where they would spread the money throughout the country through other FDIC banks.
Okay.
So you get a little sophisticated with that.
Right.
But again, at the end of the day, Hancock-Whitney being a conservative coastal bank,
Yep.
we want to make sure that our clients are taken care of. We want to make sure that our clients feel safe with their funds. And we try to, take care of that each and every day with everyone that comes to our institution.
Now Hancock is a very diverse bank, right? You have a lot of good products to offer. I mean, like the number one thing, I know you guys do mortgages, but number one thing that I know a bank is for is a HELOC.
Home equity line of credit.
Oh, that's a big deal right now.
Very big deal. If you have a property where, let's just say, for instance, you've purchased your property and it's $100,000. And you've paid that first mortgage down to zero. You technically have $100,000 of equity you can borrow on. Hancock-Whitney allows you, in some cases, to borrow up to 90% loan to value.
Okay.
So if you had a free and clear $100,000 home, based on your credit, you could go up to $90,000. Now, there's three things to every single loan. Individual's credit,
Okay.
the ability to pay it back, and then, of course, the collateral, if it's worth what you state it's worth.
Okay.
With that being said, you could use that equity to consolidate debt, do home improvements.
That's usually what it's used for, isn't it?
Consolidate debt, home improvements is usually what it's used for. But we have some business owners who do the same thing. They want to build their business.
Okay.
So you can do a business home equity line of credit, basically, also. And you could use that equity to help build your business. So there's a lot of exciting products that the bank offers where an individual can take advantage of the assets they've built up over time, whether it's cash. You could use cash as collateral for a loan. Or as you just stated, the equity in your home.
Right.
You know, that's something I hadn't thought about with business line of credit, because when somebody comes and talks with us about sitting down with SBA or what other options, and sometimes people think the chamber can do grants or loans. I hadn't really thought about what you just said, where if somebody owns their own home, they can tap into some of that. And
Correct.
one of the things I like about you all is you're right in downtown Tarpon.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
on, as you said, on the corner of MLK and Alt 19. But you walk into the bank, it's not like walking into this giant corporation. You're walking into what feels like a hometown bank. And people say, "Hi, how are you?" It's nice. It really is
The
nice.
thing that separates us from a lot of the bigger banks, if you were to call us on the phone, we pick up the phone.
I know.
You're not sent to an 800 number.
right.
You're not, into a call bank, and you don't, you call us, you're getting one of us at the branch. You either have David or Marla or Cassandra pick up the phone. Thank you for thank you for calling Hancock-Whitney. How can we help you? And we want to maintain that small style community type of banking with our
Y'all
clients.
do a really good job with that, because like I said, I've delivered our visitor's guide there. I have walked in, and it always feels like it's a hometown bank. I had no idea you were as large as you were until you just described that you were all along the coast.
Along the coast, Houston, around the horn, so to speak, of the Gulf, down to Sarasota. And all those states in between.
Oh, everything in it. Alabama, Georgia.
That is cool.
Mississippi.
How long have you been at Hancock-Whitney?
David has been with Hancock-Whitney since July 22.
Okay.
So I'm pretty new to the bank.
But you're
9
new to the
months.
community.
Yes. And, I'm a new ambassador for the chamber now. So you'll probably see me at a few places saying hi and cutting some ribbons,
yes.
maybe.
Yes.
I think we have one coming up later today.
We have one coming up, yes, and we've had a couple in the last week. But what's neat is that it'll also increases your visibility.
Yes.
So that's good stuff.
Well, if you're heading south from downtown Tarpon, look for the giant flag. We have the U.S. flag, okay? Highest point, I believe, in Tarpon as you're heading south on Pinellas Avenue. So you look for that,
I don't know.
Hancock-Whitney Bank.
The hospital may rival you.
Oh, I think we're beating the hospital. I think we're beating them.
Uh-oh, I think we got a thing going on.
Or we
here.
might have to put up another flagpole.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
have an extra length in there, whatever.
Yeah,
Put it up a little higher.
So, do you handle commercial, personal, whole 9 yards, correct?
Whole 9 yards, as you stated, consumer, commercial. We also, let me make sure I'm clear when I say this. We have some products that are outside of the traditional banking products. We have private wealth. We even have a trust department, individuals you can speak to. We are really looking at businesses in the beginning when they're in the growth, they come to me.
Okay.
Loans, deposits. We also have exit strategy for businesses individuals looking to sell. So if you're a business owner and you're looking to move to that next phase, please come down and talk to us at Hancock-Whitney.
I've never heard of a bank helping you with your exit strategy.
That's really neat.
That's really
How do
good.
they get a hold of you? What's your phone number?
727. Now I'm going to say my personal number because that rings to my personal line.
Okay.
All right, 727-287-3202. You can leave a message. It's 24 hours.
All right, so we're out of time. Thanks for coming on. We'll be right back after these messages because we have more great guests coming up. We're right back. Hey there, welcome back. And you know what? Now we're in my world. I love what this young man does.
I know.
I know.
I knew you would.
Donnie Chic from Heightened, and you are a full bore drone service.
Yes, I am licensed and insured. Did the whole FAA license, and we provide drone services.
So how long have you been doing this?
This probably about 3 years.
Nice.
So, yep.
We used it for the Fine Arts Festival.
Good.
Yes, that was
If
fun.
you go to our page, our Facebook page, Tarpon Springs Chamber, Tarpon Springs Fine Arts Festival page, we opened the show with this.
Nice.
And it was in close, and my co-chair and I were talking, and then as we said welcome and opened our arms, this backed out and showed all along the water and the whole festival. It was
That was a great
really,
shoot.
really cool. It was a
Open up
great
the
shot.
festival that way.
It was a great shot.
Yeah, we do events We can obviously do all construction, surveying, and
You brought up something last week at Property Partners that was really interesting, talking about a roof.
yes, roof inspections. We can actually do thermal. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but FLIR it's called.
I am.
Yeah.
But talk a
And
little bit about it, because I bet most of our audience is
Yeah,
not.
they do.
yeah, so basically FLIR sends off heat registry
Okay.
from the drone, so it has a special camera on it. So we can actually fly roofs and we can see if there's any penetration or leaks. It'll kind of tell you where it is hot and cold or leaks going into a roof for water penetration. So it's a lot more technical than your standard roof inspection of, say, a photo or video.
You know, insurance companies would be really interested in something like that, because they're now
Yes.
saying, oh, roofs aren't good after 10 years. But that's really, really good, because then the homeowner can say, wait a minute, I haven't had this inspection.
Yep, actually, underwriters, you're seeing it when they have work done for their house, or if you have a
Okay.
roof put on, thing like that, they'll actually require a photo with a drone of the work that was done for
Oh,
the
I
actual
just thought
mortgage. So,
People that I can, two people that I need to introduce you to.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
okay. I didn't even think about that far, but I was thinking more of the marketing end of it,
Yeah.
which is also something that you can do.
yeah, so actually, I'm finding out the educational part of what you can do with a drone is what I'm trying to get out to everyone, because everyone hears a drone, everyone thinks photo, video, but we actually can go a lot farther than that, like the roof inspections. We can do mapping and surveying. We can actually fly a 50-acre parcel autonomously, which is nice.
Yeah,
And it can take, say, 500 pictures.
Okay.
And with our software, we put it all into one picture, and it creates a 2D map, orthomosaic map. So,
now, before you did this, you built houses.
yes, actually, I've been around the construction trades since I was 16. So, started with framing a house and all the way up to general contractor license back in Wisconsin. So,
You know what this can do and
Yes.
how much that can add to the value of what somebody does. You know, I was first introduced to these guys when my former husband and I had a 200-acre farm on the eastern shore of Virginia, and we had to go in and for managing it, and the prescribed burns that we're then looking at, what do we need to do, and the forester who came in to help us with that flew a drone through some of my old running paths, and
Okay.
and it was really amazing what and how much time it saved too.
well, that's a
it's
big thing. It's time saving, liability,
It's also
safety.
a safety thing.
Yes,
So,
safety.
when you have these 2- and 3-story homes that are massive roof and gables, the whole 9 yards, it's better to send one of those up.
Versus a guy going up on a ladder and then he's
Okay,
walking on your
yeah.
roof too. Like if you're
Oh,
doing a
some of
roof
those
inspection,
pitches. Yes.
pitches, and you can't, the tile roofs, you just
walk
can't
on
walk
those.
on those.
Oh, that's right.
And asphalt, you really don't want to walk on those because it takes the asphalt off. So,
Okay.
I mean, it's time saving,
Cost effective.
cost effective because you're not sending a guy around driving a van, ladder. Just how fast, it's about 70% faster than any kind of traditional inspection.
And I forget about that part of it because I think about the marketing part of it,
Yep.
which we used for the Fine Arts Festival, but also all the real estate agents now.
Yes.
If you're looking at listings
They all have
online,
drone
they've
shots.
all got drone shots from overhead,
Yep.
from sideways, showing the whole community.
That's the big areas, real estate with MLS listings.
Okay.
And we kind of work with realtors doing that. And then even land. I mean, we can do an aerial shot and put the boundaries on the picture or do even like a full video, highlight video. So pretty much any industry. I know it sounds very vague saying any industry, but
Okay.
the uses are just limitless, I guess you could say. I mean, surveying, mapping, I mean, telecommunication companies are using them for like pre-inspection.
Okay.
Another time saving and safety factor, a guy crawling up a tower when they don't know what's wrong, so they have to go inspect it, versus a drone,
Which can go in and do it quicker, safer,
Yep.
more cost effective.
and I can actually fly that whole tower, make a 3D model of it to scale that you can measure off.
Oh, wow. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm way.
You can also use it to go look for Bigfoot in the woods
Yes, yes.
because it's clear.
It's safer.
We have spotted some.
It's safer, isn't it?
We'd rather send the drone after Bigfoot.
No. I want to go talk to Bigfoot.
Oh,
I have issues. We're gonna
Yes.
talk.
I mean, even on construction sites, we can do earthwork report. So, I mean, you can have a pile of dirt. I can fly it and tell you exactly how many cubic yards of fill is there. So you know where to use it or how much is getting trucked out. I mean,
that's amazing.
there's a lot of stuff.
So how much of Florida do you cover?
We can do all of Florida, and we can go nationwide. I mean, obviously, it depends on the project.
Right.
Are you licensed by state or is it a general FAA?
FAA Part 107 license,
Okay.
so I can fly anywhere in the U.S. Oh, world actually.
Okay.
Yep.
I have an architect that I need to introduce you to.
Yeah. We do those, and because
Runs
you
up
can.
to Seattle is working on a commercial project that
Yeah.
there. In fact, his office is right next door to Casey, who was just on.
There you go.
So remind
Small
me,
world.
remind me.
Yeah, because we actually on construction sites with the 2D orthomosaics, you can actually overlay them right onto an AEC plan.
Oh,
So.
You're just sitting here nodding.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Know-it-all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in awe.
So what type of drone were you using? I
This
just look-
particular
I just
one.
looked up the semi-basic version of yours, and just the basic version is like $2,500.
Yeah. So
They're not cheap.
no, I mean this thing
It's not a Best Buy thing.
seems like a robot in itself,
Right.
but I mean,
yeah, because the little ones that you can buy those are toys.
yeah, I mean with the FLIR on this, I mean it's about 8,000.
Yep.
So
Okay.
It's an investment.
yeah, it's not
It's
just
a
a Toys R
business.
Us.
It's
yeah,
a business. It's
yes,
not a toy.
Exactly.
But you were having a lot of fun at the Fine Arts Festival.
Oh, I was working.
I was running.
Oh, don't lie. It's so much fun.
You know
Oh,
what?
I gotta go put the drone up.
I'm running around, putting out fires, and he's standing over there going, "Hi, what do you want me to do now?" I'm going,
What do you want a picture of?
Well, I'm glad
What a
you were
great
there.
festival that
We
was.
weren't
Yeah,
able to make
that
it this
was
year, so
Well,
that's awesome.
I have now a number of people now that I understand some more about this that I want to introduce you to, and we're almost out of time.
We are.
So,
So how the best way to people to get a hold of you?
Give us a call or visit the website, and you can email us or call any of those.
what's the phone number?
727-456-8338.
Okay.
And heightened.com.
Heightened Eye.
I do love that name. That is, and I like how you spelled it the right way too.
Right.
It makes sense. Because when I'm like, when you first gave me the list last time, we got a drone guy coming up.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
So it worked.
okay.
Stick around. We have another great guest coming up, and then after that, me and Gene are going to talk about what's going on at Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce.
And mine's going to be boring after this.
No, I don't think so. We'll be right back after these messages. And welcome back. And you know what? We're going to talk museums.
I know.
Love museums.
This one is my favorite, though.
Is it your favorite?
Yes, it is, simply because it's in the backyard. It's got a
Backyard.
great history. I've known each of the directors since the beginning, even though I wasn't here from the beginning. So, this has got me. This
Yeah?
one's got me. Introduce our guest.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Christine.
Hi.
Well, it's Christine Rink Carter.
Yes,
Exactly.
and I have always Christine Carter, but I did not know Rink was in there. So, very good. It's so great to have you on here, and you are the newest executive director. We had Lynn Whitelaw, then we had Ann Larson, and now you. And oh my gosh, it's gone through so many changes up there as well. But still, you walk in, and it's just this beautiful space.
So here's the question. What's
Yeah.
new at the museum?
Talk about
Everything.
what's going on. Everything.
Everything is new.
yes.
No, well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is so exciting. I've been with the museum previously as the curator for 7 years and have been kind of immersed in this community in the arts. So to kind of continue with Lynn's legacy that he established and kind of bring it to the next level. And as technology is really, ticking up, especially after COVID, we're really trying to bring this museum into the next generation. So we've got a lot of exciting things happening with, we just actually about a year and a half ago, became a department of St. Pete College. So we have this wonderful army of higher education backing us and have everything at our fingertips, which is exciting technology-wise because we're able to do a lot and partner with them on things.
And it takes a lot of pressure off of you as far as fundraising as well, because you're part of that larger community as well.
Yeah.
But it's still the Leepa Rattner. Oh my gosh.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Every day when I drive by there on the way to office or when I'm on my way home, I'm always looking over there. And particularly if it's night, the lights on the outside of it are just beautiful. But tell us how things have been going since it's now that you've got new creations in there.
Yes, so a couple of big things that people notice when we became a department of the college back in 2021. It kind of changed our infrastructure a little bit. We had paid memberships, we had admission fees, those are all gone. So we have free membership, which is amazing because we can really connect more closely with the community that we're in the middle of. And with admission is by donation, so if whatever you feel you can afford, we greatly appreciate. So we've been seeing an uptick in a lot of families and retired people, and a lot of young blood coming in there too, with students and new families moving to the area, of course. That's a great thing.
Well, I think opening it up to so that students feel welcome.
Yes.
And that was just really key because, Leepa Rattner is sort of, oh my goodness, it's this awesome place and a little awe-inspiring. I remember the very first time I ever walked in there, I was a little breathless because it's a beautiful structure that Ed Hoffman created, but it's imposing as well. Now to have it part of the college, I think the students, and I've heard a couple of them say, it's our museum.
Yes, and in fact, so one other change, I'm glad you bring that up, because one other change that we had, we did have a wonderful museum store for years that everybody loved to come and shop at.
Gifts that people got.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a go-to place. But becoming a department of the college, we no longer could maintain a space to sell items. So we've transitioned that space into a really, we call it our chill lounge, not only because it's super cold in the museum, but it's become a space where students do come. We have interactive virtual things that they can play with. There's a reading nook where they can just chill and do their homework. We have a hands-on activity space. As you know, my background is in fine arts, so I want to make sure that there's a place where someone can actually come and sit and draw, and then they can post their pictures on Instagram and tag us, and we get a lot of feedback from the community that way too.
But I have heard a couple students, and one of which happens to be my next door neighbor.
Really?
They're youngsters, and they said, our museum, and I went, I thought I've got to make sure you know that, because they really feel it's part of them now. So that's wonderful.
Thank you for telling me that. That's amazing. Yeah, we're doing a lot of exciting things. We've just opened our spring exhibition,
Which is very different than what I've seen before. Tell us about it.
Honestly, since I've been executive director now for about 7 or 8 months, and one of my goals was to really get the museum's name out there by partnering with other similar organizations. We have our sister organization, the Palladium Theater, that's in St. Pete. Right now, we're partnering with them and the Moraine Arts Center on kind of a joint theme of dance, contemporary dance. There's been a couple of exhibitions by Tom Kramer, who was a photographer in the area. So that's what this image of this dancer is. And it all is exhibitions, but in combination with programming throughout the county, and leads up to a dance performance at the Palladium Theater that is April 28th.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
That's so different because it's alive and not just walking and looking at something to enjoy.
Yes.
There's this whole sense of movement about the photographs, as well as then the fact that you can go to the theater.
Yes, and we're really trying to, we're bringing in actually a really exciting workshop with Tom Kramer, who unfortunately passed away back in August. His wife, who is a choreographer and well known in the area, is going to be teaching a workshop at the museum. It's actually by donation, but it's called Dance Draw Right. So April 13th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. You can come, dress comfortably, learn some dance movements, and no one will judge you. And then you can interpret those movements, and that's a great picture of her working with some other dancers. You can interpret your movements in drawing and writing, and it's a really collaborative experience, and we're really excited to work with her on this.
And how does someone sign up for that?
Yeah,
You can-
that's what I was wondering, because,
Yeah, you might have to come
sure what.
wear your leotard. We have
I'm not sure you want that.
on our website, we have the calendar, and you just go on there. Everything that's coming up is listed, and there's a book online button, and you can just sign up online. We're just taking reservations now, or they can call the front desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Oh, that's exciting, because that's so mumuch more interactive.
Yeah, I think a full sensory experience is always really great when you're
Absolutely.
dealing with. We want to incorporate cross-disciplinary things. When you come to the museum, it's not just walking around this beautiful space, which
Which it is.
unto itself really wonderful, but you're actually interacting with things. We've got QR codes, performances that you can view, computers you can look at and play with, and you can sit down and draw, and it becomes more of an experience that you can walk away with.
We need to do a chamber business after hours or a lunch or something there to be able to let you showcase all of this. When I go back to the office, that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to talk to.
Or on my
Would
chamber
love to.
TV shoot there, I don't know.
Oh yeah, since it's been a while, I think we've got a lot to show you.
That's right. You interviewed, I think, Lynn Lloyd-Law.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up here in a little bit, because
that would be
it's on
a
archives.
really good one to do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exciting.
And something else that's really exciting, actually, we've got, we haven't had children's exhibits in the museum since COVID, so we're partnering with Pinellas County Schools to have a digital arts exhibition in our interactive gallery space where our Guernica, Pablo Picasso's Guernica mural is. That will be filled with about 100 pieces of children's art and videos. That opens April 1st.
Nice.
So we're excited to get some youth and young blood back into the museum and have some children's art to look
How
at.
exciting.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time.
We're out of time.
I'm so
again.
sorry.
I was just getting started.
I know. We could do a whole show on just the Rattner, the museum.
Leepa Rattner Museum
Yeah, you say it.
of Art.
I'm getting
At
old. I can't
St.
talk anymore. Stick around. We got Gene coming up next. We're going to talk about what's going on in the wonderful Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back. And you know what? It's Gene's turn.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
But you made an interesting comment when we first started about how variety was the thing
Oh,
this
yeah.
time.
Yes.
And
Good variety.
it was one of those things where a couple of times I put a theme together, sort of, but this time I really wanted to go bounce from thing to thing to thing, because that's how diverse our membership is.
Right.
And, everything from the Leepa Rattner Museum to, Great Bank. Then you go to the single guy who has just been working on his drone business in the last year or so. So we've got room for everybody.
You got a good room for, and it was very good. And you get fine art, and then you get eclectic art.
Yes.
So Casey is awesome.
Casey.
I love that. That really is a great location.
It is a great location. It's
Yeah.
a great store.
Just some cool stuff.
She does. Now I've got to go. When she said something about learning a new technique, going back to the basics, I think I've been doing this long enough. I probably need to go back. I think that was a hint.
She'd hate me because I burn everything.
Oh.
I do the burn. Everything I do is burn. I like it. I like the look.
That is cool, though.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
That and barnwood is everywhere in this place.
Yeah, but we love
brick.
that too.
Yeah,
Brick.
it is.
Well, whatever.
So let me ask you this. How was the Fine Arts Festival?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was not awesome this year. It was great.
Okay.
Which is just a smidge under. When the weather was, it was a Chamber of Commerce weekend.
Oh,
my
it was
Lord,
weather-wise, it was
fabulous.
perfect.
People were coming back.
Yeah.
We kept it at 100. It was about 155 artists. We didn't fill our 200 spots because I wanted to keep the quality of it at fine arts. And Lucianne Robinson and I have worked very hard, but Lucianne particularly has worked very hard at doing this. Our artists are just phenomenal. We had everything, as you can see, painting, jewelry, photography, metalwork, 2D, 3D, fabric, glass, ceramics. It's, and yes, the fabric is not only is it clothing, but it's also purses and backpacks and things, but they're not crafty. It's fine art.
Yeah.
And you can buy $40 earrings and you can buy $4,500 sculptures and everything in between. I did get some really good feedback from the artists. At the end, they were all selling like crazy. People were just, so pleased, because coming out of the pandemic, not everybody had a lot of work to be able to put out, which is why our number of artists that applied was lower, because we called a lot of them that usually are there. But what's neat about this
is awesome.
What is neat about this is I had one of the new artists, not new artists, an artist there new to us, who said, my ex-wife has always come to this show and she really loves it, but she wasn't coming this year, so I thought I would come.
Oh.
And he said, this reminds me very much of one in Miami or in Cocoa Beach. He said the quality, and he said, are you ready for this one? The people that I've talked to that are buying know what they're looking for and at. That kind of feedback. And then what was also cool is we saw young families coming in asking lots and lots of questions. And during the festival, I don't have as much to do because it's always the 9 months leading up to it, other than putting a fire out here and there.
Yep.
But I'm able to enjoy it and watching people looking and talking to the artists. There was a young couple, I would guess mid-30s, early 30s, excuse me, with a child in a stroller and another one on, much smaller on his hip. And they were asking questions of an artist about what the art was. And it was really, they were clearly curious. And, and she was describing what her technique was, because it was a 3D type of flat work. And I'm not describing that properly. But
I know what you're talking about.
But but it was neat.
That's awesome.
Other thing that I found really pretty awesome is this year's featured artist. Was someone we had looked at, and every year we look at trying to figure out who do we want to represent Tarpon to make the poster and the T-shirts this year.
Okay.
And the featured artist this year was from Clearwater. Her name is Patricia Cluey Dearderin.
Okay.
And she came, and her family was there too. She's was one of Creative Pinellas's top 20 to watch in the creative world.
Really?
And she did an impressionistic view of the sponge docks. Blew me away when she submitted it. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
I at first had to look at it, and as you look at it and you go into the picture, because it does draw you in, you see that those are ethereal people and someone's walking a dog, but there's enough with posts and flags and trees and streetlights that anchor it. But then you look at this pile of sponges in the middle and the colors flow, and we sold 100 of these, which is a new record, and we sold every single T-shirt that we had there, 300.
Wow.
And usually we'll have T-shirts, people want them or people don't want them. We ran out of T-shirts mid-morning on Sunday.
Wow.
I was flabbergasted.
I'm about getting to the end. Barely squeaking by.
Yes, and so we've told people, if you are interested in buying a shirt, call us at the office. If we get enough, I can go back to, it's a local manufacturer. It's Benjamin Spiegel, who is in Holiday, who does our T-shirts. He's got a beautiful online company as well. I can probably come up with another 10, 20, 30 shirts with a special order. So if anybody's interested, call us at the Chamber, 727-937-6109. Let us know men's, women's, and size. And if we get 10, then we will ask you to make a deposit.
What color
and then
shirt?
after that, it's white shirt because of the color. If you add any color and try to put that painting on the back of it, the painting disappears.
Really?
Trying to come up with a
So it wouldn't go on a black shirt?
no, and I bound it in black. When we were looking for a
Right.
border, it ended up being almost a flesh-colored border on
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember we were
It
talking
was
about
really
that.
difficult to do, but I thought immediately black would make it pop.
I would too.
Didn't. It sucked the life out of it.
Huh?
That's the printer's word.
Yeah, no, I can. Well, I guess I don't know.
And I thought navy, lavender, nothing. No, but it was. I love it. I just love it.
It's
So
beautiful.
we've got some more of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's go. You got a minute and 9 seconds. You want to thank your sponsors?
I want to thank our corporate sponsors. Our platinum, of course, is Advent Health North Pinellas. They are phenomenal. Thank you, you guys. You are with us year after year and really support everything that we do. Silver is Ameriprise Financial and Peterson, Edward Jones, who is Rich Lundahl, and then Flagship Bank in Tarpon. Thank you all for supporting the Chamber, being corporate sponsors for the year. We're growing.
Is it time? Is it time to relax for a couple of weeks or a month?
No, we have coming up awards reception, May 24th.
Oh, that's
Business of the
right.
Year, Small, Medium, Large, Overall Business of the Year, and Nonprofit of the Year. So stay tuned for those to be able to put nominations in. We are going to be having the awards reception.
You know,
at the
Area
Tarpon
52
Spring
is
Yacht
always
Club.
up for nomination. I'm just saying. Just kidding. Just kidding. No.
Well, you can nominate
No,
yourself.
no, that's not. That's not the real thing.
I know.
So everybody, thank you for watching My Chamber TV today. It's been the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce edition. We'll see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.
Yes.